afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that often gets overlooked amidst the chaos and uncertainty of our present: the incredible power of having an optimistic mindset and how it will shape our future. Picture this: a world where every challenge is seen as an opportunity, where setbacks are merely detours on the road to success, and where hope is the driving force behind every endeavor. It's a world that may seem like a distant dream, but I believe it's within our grasp, if only we dare to embrace optimism. Growing up, I wouldn't say I was an optimist. I mean, I saw the good in it, and I wanted to be one, but it just didn't click for me. I was stuck in the mindset, expect the worst and you won't be disappointed. However, the more I lived with that mindset, the more I realized it just didn't work. When trying to achieve my goals, I always had a little doubt in the back of my mind, and that doubt was fueled by me expecting the worst. I think everyone in here can agree that even a tiny bit of self-doubt can lead to you not succeeding. Think of it this way: if you go to a job interview and in the back of your mind you don't think that you'll get chosen and you think that's way too hard for you to get selected, you probably won't succeed. And the worst part of it, you'll probably still be disappointed in the end. So, what's the solution? What mindset should we be embracing? And to that, I would say an optimistic one. But what does it mean to be an optimist? What is it if you truly break it down to its core? Optimism is the hopefulness and confidence about the future or the success of a situation. The mindset is often seen as a synonym for happiness, but that's not really true. You don't always need to be happy to be an optimist, and being an optimist doesn't mean you'll always be happy, although the two are often quite related. Optimism is more than just being positive. It's about having a bright outlook on the future and believing that you can and will succeed in the end, despite setbacks. You can still be upset in certain situations or feel down when something bad happens, but being an optimist means that you'll be able to look past the stormy weather and search for the sunshine. And that's what makes optimists so successful. A study from Forbes magazine showed that optimists are more set on achieving their goals and are more inclined to strive for better and reach for the stars. Optimists are the people that go furthest in life, the people that change the world, the people that shape the future. The reason why optimists shape the future is because of their mindset, because they know that every amazing, revolutionary thing that has been achieved has required the mindset of thinking that it was possible. It's hard enough to achieve something great or make something incredible intentionally, and there is no guarantee that just because we believe something will happen, that it will happen. However, it's even harder to achieve something great without that intention. Unless we believe that something will happen, it's not going to happen inadvertently. Unless we believe that we can achieve our goals, we're not going to achieve them inadvertently. Think of every amazing accomplishment or breakthrough in the past. For example, the first moon landing. It took nearly 10 years and 15 failed lunar missions before Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon. 10 years of work from a team of over 400,000 members before they saw a glimpse of success. They could have given up. They could have stopped at any moment and decided that it was impossible. But even in the hard moments, the moments of failure, the moments where people thought it was ludicrous to try, they carried on, and they succeeded. When Armstrong set foot on the moon, he stated the famous words, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." To this day, it remains a giant leap for mankind and serves as a reminder that if you believe in yourself during struggle and hardship, it will be the key to your success. And that belief that you can make something impossible happen has shaped our future thus far. So it seems only logical for us to carry on with that mindset, right? But I think we can all agree it's not that easy. It's undeniable that we are facing some of the greatest challenges humanity has ever encountered. For example, climate change, wars, social inequality all loom large on the horizon, casting a shadow of doubt and despair all over the world. In the face of such problems, it may seem almost impossible to maintain a sense of optimism. Yet, it is precisely because of these challenges that we must hold on and embrace optimism. Frederick Douglass once said that if there is no struggle, then there is no progress, meaning that positive change is not achieved easily. Instead, it requires perseverance and resilience in the face of adversity. Optimism is not only a mindset one should use to hope for a better future, but it is also integral in reacting to failure. Everyone in this room at some point in their life has had a moment where they didn't succeed. A moment where they were so distraught by failure to the point where they could not think of a way to bounce back. However, like I said before, without struggle, there is no progress. The power of optimism is that in the moments of failure, you can reframe your point of view into a positive light. Rather than pondering on the negative aspects of a situation, you can focus on the lessons learned, the opportunities for growth, and the potential for future success. Optimistic individuals tend to bounce back more quickly from failure. They view setbacks as temporary and specific to the situation rather than permanent. This resilient mindset allows them to maintain their confidence and motivation when faced with obstacles. Of all the positives of being an optimist, you won't be surprised to know how beneficial it is for your health. That's right, seeing the glass as half full means that you will in fact live longer. A study from Durham University found that the most optimistic people live 11 to 15% longer than the most pessimistic people. It's clear to see why. Optimists will problem solve and plan ways to deal with the stressor, call on others for support, and try and find the silver lining in any situation. The way optimists handle problems makes sure that their body does not undergo any biological reactions to stress, preventing their heart rate and blood pressure from increasing, which in turn allows them to live a better, longer, healthier life. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, how do I shift my mindset? How do I become an optimist? It may not be something that happens overnight. It may take days, weeks, months even. But there are ways you can cultivate optimism in your life. For starters, you can practice gratitude. Take a moment every day to reflect on what you're grateful for, no matter how big or small. Take a moment every day to find the positives in every situation, no matter how hard. Surround yourself with positivity, people who inspire you to be a better version of yourself, people who uplift you in the moments of hardship. But most importantly, it's up to you. It's up to you to approach life with a sense of self-belief. Have faith in yourself that you can and will change the future for better. Being an optimist requires courage. You need to be brave enough to dare. Dare to shift your mentality, dare to dream, and dare to achieve. As I conclude my speech today, I leave you with a choice to shift your mindset, a choice to become a better ancestor for tomorrow, a choice to shape your future. Optimism is not a passive state of mind. It's an active one. It requires you to put in work for a worthy goal. The future is not set in stone. It's ours to shape. And with optimism as our compass, there is no limit to what we can achieve. This is the way forward. Thank you.